And I just had a conversation with a kindred spirit last night. He's in Australia, so he's 14 hours ahead. Jonathan Crabtree, who's done a lot of work in elementary math and really discovering that we didn't really understand zero properly in integers. That's why integers
Right.
got so late. So I did this with my daughter. She was like, she hasn't learned integers, okay? She was on the
Mm-hmm.
couch. She was like doing something with her iPad. So I just wanted to see if his theory held true. So he says the problem when we do a question like -7 minus 4, he says there's no verb there. They're just adjectives and nouns.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked my daughter the proper question. I go, Rhea, what's if I have 7 negatives and I take away 4 negatives, how many do I have left?
Mm-hmm.
And even while she's distracted, she goes 3 negatives
Wow.
because I use the proper grammar.
Right.
And even just give you those numbers. So traditionally in North America, if we ask a question like -4 minus 7, the kids are told that 2 minuses make a plus. So
Mm-hmm.
-4 plus 7 gives you +3. But the way it was historically done is that kids should intuitively go, I can't take away, I only have 4 negatives. I got to take away 7 negatives. That's impossible. That should be the first natural reaction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is from Brahmagupta, the Indian mathematician, who came up with these 18 laws of zero. Because when you add zero to anything, it doesn't change the value or the sign. So Jonathan Crabtree says, well, let's add zero to this situation. But zero can be like zero pairing. So he says, well, let's add zero in the form of -3 and +3. Okay? Because that's still zero. And as soon as you do that, the -4 and the -3, which got included, becomes -7. You have a +7 and the -7 cancel out, and you have that leftover +3.
Yeah.
It makes
I
far
love
more.
that.
Yeah, and he's got 20 years of research of basically saying how kids can learn all the integer laws even before they can count to 20.
Good night. That is so cool. It's like a revolutionary way of thinking, but it
It's
shouldn't be, but it is.
well, hang on. It is revolutionary, but what's tragic about it is that he goes, if it was my ideas, people might go, that's interesting. I never thought of that. That's how historically the idea of zero was created. It was supposed to be the smallest number um, because, electron is -1 and a proton is +1. You don't say
Mhm.
electron is less than +1. They both have,
Right.
their charges cancel out to give you zero. Like it's
Right.
like he says, there's no directional laws in the universe. There's no up or down. So he says we, there's a bias because positive numbers were considered first, and even the label, the negative numbers, it has that negative connotation.
Right.
But he said zero is the lowest number, and that's where all the laws came from. But it wasn't communicated properly to the Mideast, which and hence to the West. If zero was only communicated as a placeholder.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like you just blew my mind. I just want to tell you
Oh,
that.
he's been blowing my mind for last year because even just he's come up with. I should connect you with him because he's fascinating. Times will be crazy, but he's made storybooks for kids,
Oh,
ebook.
wow.
He's got a game, like he says, like in a bathtub, and he says room temperature. It doesn't even matter what room temperature is. And
Right.
he has like ice cubes, blue for cold and orange for hot. So
Mm-hmm.
he uses ice cubes in terms of integers to regulate temperature.
Wow.